Hello, convoy. Good morning. I would like to express a really warm welcome to all of you who have taken the time to listen to the music of the plants. So the music of the plants is something that has been developed inside of Damanhur for over 45 years, and it's an incredible way of contact with the plant world. So let me tell you a few words about myself. My name is Macaco Tamerice, and I have been living in Damanhur for over 28 years. Long time, I know. And I used to be a jazz singer. For many years I've been touring around the world singing jazz. And then I came to live in Damanhur, and in Damanhur I developed many other parts of myself, but I still continued with the music. And so in the beginning I came into contact and into touch with the music of the plants, which I think was a very important moment for myself. Because, you know, today, since I came to Damanhur, as I said, I've been singing along with the plants over and over again. And I have been touring even with the plants in India and in other places. But I have been not dealing only with the music here in Damanhur. I mean, I think I became an expert in human relationships and in human processes, because living in community is so important. But living in community also means to live in contact with nature and with the plant world. So I have covered many different roles inside of Damanhur, from leading the community to leading artistic roles to just doing things like everybody here in Damanhur. I think a community is something that has lots of opportunities to learn a lot about yourself and about many different parts of yourself. But let me talk about the music of the plants. So the first time I heard about the music of the plants, I was still a vegetarian. And I used to be a vegetarian for 18 years. Quite a long time. I started when I was 16, so I was a very strict vegetarian, so I really did not want to kill animals or anything in order to live. I thought it was terrible, and I still think it is somehow. But when I came here and I sang the first time with the music of the plants, and I heard about the music of the plants, something deeply shifted inside myself, because, you know, all of a sudden, the first time I had this feeling of really being connected with the plant, like a telepathic kind of link. I said, oh gosh, so the plant world is as alive as the animal world, so what am I going to eat now? And what I did is actually that I shifted my attitude and my awareness about what life is all about. So, I mean, I think we are all part of a chain, and what for me is really important, that both plants and animals, if we eat them afterwards, are treated with extreme respect and have a really good life. And then I think there is also kind of exchange of the experiences that we live together. So this is how I solved this problem, and because it really became very serious. The first time I sang with the plants, I was just singing like a jazz singer, with doing like, you know, like jazz singers do. I was just improvising, and I did not really get into touch with the plant. This is something that developed a little at a time. I remember once, when the first time when I had a really great thing with the plants, we were in three musicians from Damanhur. A flute player, he was very good with the plants, because he had years of experience. So he was, when he played with the plants, it was just like melting together. It was amazing, you know. And a guitar player and myself. And it was in a very important festival in New Zealand, in Canada, in St. John's, which is a yearly improvised music festival, and it was amazing. And I think there, the first time I had the real feeling of melting with the plant, of getting a telepathic contact with the plant. So that was actually, I think, a key moment when my relationship with the music of the plants changed completely. What I felt was that while I was singing with the plant, and by the way, what you are listening to here in the background is the music of the plants. But before I make you really listen to the music of the plants, I would like to tell you a little bit about it, like I'm doing now. So, the first time I said in St. John's, it was an incredible summer in St. John's, because that's a very, very, very cold place, and usually there are whales, and there were whales and dolphins in the port and near the port, amazing. And there was this festival that, as I said, was a yearly festival, and we were hosted by incredible people, and it was just like, it was very warm. It was like 25 degrees, which is incredibly warm for St. John's, and we were sitting in a park and doing this festival and doing this some live recording and then playing in the evening in the theater, and it was amazing because it was like, for the first time I really had the feeling of the plant being a partner and partnering with me doing music. So it was really incredible. It was an incredible feeling that was only confirmed all the other times when I played with the plants afterwards. I think another really amazing festival that we went through, or let's say a tour that we had, was in India, and there we presented the music of the plants, and I learned a lot about the plant world. And there was one experience that I had that really helped me a lot in this Indian tour, because there was a great jazz guitar player who came here, who made a film about us, Keith Busher. And he made a beautiful film about us, and he played with the plants, and he wanted to play with the plants, and he was doing beautiful jazz chords, but the plant just wasn't responding. So he was very upset, because he's a very, very nice person, extremely nice person, and he said, "Oh gosh, why doesn't the plant want to play with me?" And all of a sudden I had the awareness that it was far too complex for the plant to hear these very beautiful jazz chords. And so I told him, "Why don't you try just playing one note at a time?" And as soon as he started to play one note at a time, the plant was answering, immediately was playing with him, and they had such a beautiful dialogue. They played such a beautiful music. And why was this so important in India? Because something very similar happened also when we were in India. Because all of a sudden, I mean, usually it was like that we presented the plant, how the device worked, and then I would sing with the music, with the music of the plants, and then I would invite musicians or singers from the public to come on stage and sing and play with the music of the plants. And what happened is that there was, for example, in New Delhi, there was a really great flute player, and he was famous, and he was a guru, and he started to play with the plant, and for 3, 4, 5 minutes the plant didn't answer at all. It wouldn't make a sound. So that was kind of almost embarrassing. But because the plants, you cannot command them, you know. Either they play or they don't play. We have had some incredible difficult situations also with the music of the plants when we were touring there. During a radio show we also had the same difficulty, that all of a sudden the plant wouldn't play at all, maybe because they were shy with all the people around and with all the cameras around. So I mean, that was kind of very, very tricky. And all of a sudden at the end it started to play. And the same thing happened with the flute player. I said, sometimes the plants are really like listening. I don't know. I mean, it's just, we don't know really what happens inside the plants. But for sure, either it's too complex sometimes, or they're just listening and trying to understand what's going on. So this is something that you always have to take in account when you play with the plant world. And so now what I would like to do is I would like to just make you listen to the plant for a moment. I will raise the volume and then I will raise it again. So now we are listening to this plant here. It is connected through the leaf and through the root, and it's measuring the electric resistance, the electric conductivity between the two. And this beautiful small device that we have here, the bamboo, is translating these electric impulses into MIDI impulses, so musical impulses that you can hear. In this plant, I would like to show you just one thing, It changes actually its attitude when I put my attention to it. So especially if I go in closer and almost touch it, it usually makes something like do 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 do, or it goes like a very deep sound. Let's see whether also this plant does that. We are here to experience, right? This is a typical reaction that the plants always do when you touch them. Either they stop or they go like do 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 do. Let's try again. No plant. I'm not going to do you any harm, I swear. Just want a little contact. And then it starts playing again. This is really amazing, eh? So, it's amazing that we can talk to the plant and that we have a communication with the plant world. And that there can be a direct feedback from the plant to our emotions and to our feelings. Now, what we can do is try all together. I don't know how many of you are listening to this transmission, but I hope many of you. And as thought is a wave and can travel wherever, I would like all together to send the energy of a warm summer rain dripping on the plant. Let's try to do that together and see whether it changes its patterns. See, amazing, eh? It really changed its patterns. And now I would like to communicate with the plant through singing. So for the next few minutes I'm going to sing with the plants, and for this I'm going to make the loudspeaker a little louder so that my voice does not cover it. this little dialogue. And now I would like you to invite to have a little meditation with this plant. Maybe through this plant or through the plant at your home. Do you have a plant at your home? Or are you close to a tree or to a plant outside, maybe even in a garden? Or you just can imagine a plant that you had when you were young, that you had a really deep connection with. And I would like you to listening to the music, to really get in contact with that plant or with that plant. There's no time existing. Time is all very relative. So you can really also remember a plant that you had a really great emotional experience with. And now, for the next few minutes, have a meditation and a deep contact with your plant, and that we will hear through the music of this plant, because all the plants are connected. The plant world is completely connected. Maybe you get deep emotions or memories or insights. All this is really part of a contact with a different dimension, which is the plant world. Don't be shy and don't be afraid of your emotions. Isn't it amazing how the plant changes pattern according to what kind of interaction you have with it? Did you hear how many notes the plant made before when I was singing with it? And how much more it became more like quiet, with less notes. I didn't switch it off, it just went off by itself. It's amazing, you see. Yeah, this is really what happens with the plants. It's really amazing. I hope you had a really, really great experience with the plants right now. And it's amazing, I don't know why it stopped, but this is sometimes that happens. It's just like that, you know. All of a sudden, she feels like this is, I mean, it's really amazing. This is something like this strong has, Marcia, there she's back again, has never happened to me before. I think this is an extremely good plant, and she's also used to sing. So, because, you know, plants learn how to sing and how to make music. So it's really amazing. So I think that maybe there is some time left, and maybe you have lots of questions. And if you have any questions, you can write them in the chat. And Aninga, who is responsible for the music of the plants, and who is also the person who is running this live recording, will read them to me. So I give you a little more time to listen to the music of the plants while you can think about your questions. Maybe I just sing along a little bit so that she becomes less shy. Write your questions. Do you have any questions or considerations? We would love to share them. Give you some more minutes. be a nice thing or not, I don't know. But for sure I would like to invite you to go deeper and do research with the music of the plants, because this is an incredibly inspiring research. And it really allows you to get in touch with the plant world, with this realm that we know so little of. And for now, I say goodbye, and I wish you a beautiful afternoon, and I hope that this has been inspiring for you, and as beautiful as it has been for me to have this contact with this plant. Convoy.